Hello, fellow compatriots, distinguished gentlemen and women of Biafra land, our fathers, our mothers, our brothers and sisters, those of you who always have the interests of Biafra in mind, we say to all of you, good evening and welcome to our evening broadcast. Of course, when I say good evening, I am referring to those in Biafra land, in Nigeria, parts of Africa, and Western Europe. To those of you in Japan, we are saying good morning. To those in the States of America, we say good afternoon. We are broadcasting to you live again from the cyber stations of the Voice of Biafra International, as well as Biafra Broadcasting Authority. We are broadcasting live from the city of Munich, Germany. We don't hide ourselves and we make no mistake about it. We are here to express our freedom of speech. We are here to discuss amongst ourselves, enlighten our people, sensitize them towards eventual Biafra. Don't forget that in the last few days, please, Tony, help us. That is echoing here so much, Tony.
Go on.
Okay. So, don't forget, gentlemen, my own dear people, that in the last days, we have been getting, so encouraging messages from different parts of the world relating to eventual Biafra. In the last message I sent out to our people, I made it very, very clear that this very day, we are going to inform our people on how far we have gone towards Biafra realization. So we are here this evening to give you updates, tell you what and what we have done, and the rest of the things we are going to do to make sure that Biafra we are now seeing we are going to grace in the next months and possibly less than 2 years. That is why we are here this evening. We keep you updated. Of course, day by day, we keep our line of communications open for fellow Biafrans to always reach us any given moment they deem fit, they deem necessary. That is why we are here. So, we are here as two representatives of the people. Don't forget, please, that we are working under the auspices of the bim-massob family led by the Biafra leader, Chief Dr. Wazirike. He has always made it possible for us to use this particular platform and reach out to our people from time to time. And we are here working as your own servants, as your own messengers. That is what makes us unique. This is what makes us, the voice of the people, for the people, and by the people. So while we welcome you this evening, let me introduce members of the crew. Don't forget that whenever we are talking to our people, we extend our channels of communication to all our crew members around the world. There is nothing like a monopoly in our midst. I am not here to monopolize the microphone. We make sure that we decentralize, we devolve, contributions whenever we are here broadcasting. This is to create room for variety. On the strength of this, let me say us, let us welcome, because like I said, I am not here as a single individual. I represent the entire people and we work as a team. This is what makes us unique. So before we go into the business of the day, let me introduce our honorable member of the crew who is always in Makurdi, Benue State, but right now he is on Biafra's national assignment at the Biafra headquarters Owerri, Uchenna Okeke. This time around, this very evening, you will be addressing us from the Biafra headquarters Owerri and not from Makurdi. Uchenna Okeke, you are welcome to our program.
Thank you very much, Oracle. This is the voice of Uchenna Okeke talking to you from the headquarters of Biafra Owerri. It is my humble appreciation to welcome all of you in our today's broadcast. You are all welcome in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much, Uchenna. You know, this is the first time you are addressing Biafra from the headquarters. Can you please tell us how is the situation? What is the atmosphere like there at the Biafra headquarters?
By the special grace of God, everything is going on well. The environment is calm. The people are complying to the realization of Biafra. And as you can see, everything here is working for Biafra actualization. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we are meant to understand that there is a flurry of activities at the Biafra headquarters for reasons that over the week and the weeks, we have been having some foreign visitors like the International Red Cross coming to Biafra headquarters to discuss with the Biafra leader on the possible declaration of the Biafra state. Not declaration, but restoration. So, how has been the situation of things over there since the visit of the International Red Cross Society?
Yes, it has been meeting upon meeting with dignitaries all around the world with our able leader. And so the rest is best known and well understood by our leader. I think that is how far things stand now. Thank you.
And then within and around the Owerri city, what is the mood of the people, bearing in mind that Biafra is almost there? How do people react? How do they welcome this particular news?
Yes, actually everybody is anxious. Everybody is happy that Biafra is at hand. In fact, most of them are excited that right now they are already in Biafra land. And so they are out of anticipation. They are happy and eagerly expecting and believing that Biafra is within them. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Uchenna Okeke, for talking to us from the seat of power at Owerri right now. That is the Biafra headquarters where Uchenna Okeke is carrying out some national assignment. Well, thank you so much. Now, let us move down from Biafra land to Germany, where Tony Moneke is holding sway. Tony, you just returned from work now to join us in this particular broadcast to discuss and talk to our people. Tony, you are welcome to the program first and foremost.
Yeah, thank you very much, all the viewers.
Thank you. Now, you are aware that news coming from the international community is that many countries of the world have now recognized Biafra, giving their own endorsement, waiting for the eventual final declaration at the United Nations. How do you feel about this particular good news, Tony?
It is a welcome development, and then every child and every son or daughter of the Biafra must be happy to hear that and happy to see people coming in and talking about it. And then we are also happy that Biafra restoration is already at hand, and then we are praying that God will lead us into that success.
Yeah, some time ago, you were a guest here with the chairman of the Igbo community in Munich here to discuss with and to our people. Now, the chairman of the Igbo community has promised to bring people to our program from time to time to discuss the issue of Biafra. How do you feel about that?
That is a very welcome also idea, and then it will be very, very wonderful because Biafra land is going to run by democracy, and then you know what democracy is all about: the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So the more the people are coming to air their views and to tell us what they feel about this new nation that is going to be born, you know, the better for us to understand the system we are going to use. So it will be a welcome idea. And then I'm also looking forward to hearing from the Igbo chairman. For some time now, I've not spoken with him, but I'm looking forward to hearing from him. And then the people he has organized to come to the occasion.
Thank you very much, Tony Moneke. Now, let us move down to Lagos, Nigeria, where Ume Maslenos is. Ume Maslenos, you are welcome to our program.
Thank you, Oracle. Good evening, viewers and our dear listeners.
Yeah, Ume Maslenos, I have to let you know that right now in Germany here, from where we are broadcasting to our people, we have raised a team of contributors to our program, and the happy aspect of it all is that we have two ladies from Kenya, you know, Kenya is a country in East Africa, one of the English-speaking countries. So please, try to help us. I don't know, that noise is coming too much, it's distracting
No,
us
it's
a lot.
not from me.
Now, I don't know, gentlemen, please check your various backgrounds or surroundings and chill and find out what is causing the distraction. I'm sorry, Tony, for mentioning you. So, remember, Maslinos, right now we have two principal ladies from the country, from Kenya, who have indicated their willingness to always join us and discuss the issue of Biafra, not just Biafra, but on the eventual relationship between the Biafra Republic and Kenya. Remember, Maslinos, how do you feel about this news?
Yeah, it's a wonderful development. One, because the international community, they quite understand the role Biafra is going to play in the entire African continent. And for those,
Yes. Please, I'm sorry, we may say it again. We didn't get it because Chijoke was trying to link us, on Skype.
okay.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about having two ladies from Kenya being part of our discourse to discuss issues concerning Biafra and Kenya relationship at the end of the day? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, it's a welcome development. First of all, because the international community, they quite understand the role Biafra is going to play in the entire Africa, and even the black to all the blacks for the world over. So, for those ladies to have indicated interest to work with us, it's a very welcome development.
Exactly. In fact, one of them was with me this afternoon to map out, some plans on how frequent we are going to have the broadcast. But both of them are very much excited, and they have promised to share our pages to Kenyan people back home in East Africa, so that anytime we are broadcasting live, our people, their own people in Kenya, will be viewing us live. Thank you very much, Ume Maslinos. Now, let me, please, gentlemen, please, everybody should suspend whatever objects they are touching. Is quite distracting here. Now, let me welcome Chukuma Enyisi, who is also with us here. Gentlemen, please, that noise is so appalling. It's too disturbing a lot.
That should be from Chukuma. That should be from Chukuma. Talk to him. So
yeah, Chukuma. Chukuma Enyisi, are you there? Chukuma. Hello, Chukuma Enyisi. Please, first of all, check your background. Much noise is coming from there. Yes. Chukuma, much noise is coming from your background, please. Yeah, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, my moderator.
Yeah, welcome to the program. Yeah.
The weather is bad.
Okay, now, okay, we leave it. You can leave it, please. Leave it. You see, Chukuma, please. You can leave it. You don't bother, just listen, because network communication or connection is so poor from there. So let us leave you out. Just listen, and you can make contribution to writing. Now let us move down to Lagos again, where Jude Chijoke is. Jude, you are welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you very much. Fellow Biafrans, this is Jude Chijoke, and I am joining in from Lagos, Nigeria. I pray you all pay attention as we do justice to today's topics. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jude. Now, Jude, over the week, our crew members back home interviewed the Biafra leader, Chief Dr. Rafu Wazirike, and not up to 1 hour, the video clips were posted on internet to everywhere. British Broadcasting Corporation captured it and then decided to go to Owerri, Biafra headquarters, to interview Chief. So that was the first outing by our home crew members. Jude, how do you feel about this particular development?
Yeah, I must first of all say a very big, congratulations or kudos rather to all the Biafran media teams, most especially the Biafran media, Biafra independent media, Voice of Biafran crew, and the MTV. I think the world have seem to have been seeing their hard work within this short period of time. It is a very big kudos, I must say. I watched the interview myself, online, and a lot of people called me in regard of that same interview, telling me that that this is exactly what they are talking about. That people are now beginning to think, in line, believing that yes, we have people that can come online and they interview people, go to places, interview. And what we do this time around is we share most of the interviews, each of them we see online. People are very happy. I must tell you that the reports and the reactions that I'm getting, shows that we are going there and we are doing very, very great. It's just a question of time. I believe that the world will finally know that there are people in Biafra land, not people that only abuse people. There are people that talk sense. There are people that are sending the proper messages for the world to hear. It's just a question of time. Like I said, a very big kudos to everyone who have made a lot of effort to ensure that such news circulated throughout the world. I must say thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jude. Indeed, I must commend you for your good response. That was the first outing by our crew members. It was their first outing, and they performed very, very well to the extent that BBC captured it and then decided to come to Owerri to interview our leader, and everything went fine. Of course, everybody knows that that particular interview by BBC is also making the trend right now, not only in Biafra land, not only in Nigeria, not only in Africa, but in the entire world. It is to tell our people, to tell everybody that we have come to be. So we thank those of you who are here already, and I must acknowledge it, like you mentioned, the MTV Mazob television for the excellent job they are doing back home in Biafra land. They are indeed complementing BBA and vobi. We work as a team. We share information, we share messages, we share everything. This is how a house is to be built, and built strongly. This is what makes us unique, I keep on saying. So I really commend members of the MTV Mazob television. We commend them for the good job. Of course, Sonny Emmanuel Nwabisi, who is leading the crew members there, I commend him. I commend Vivian Odoji for leaving his academic activities to be part of the program. We equally commend Sandra Chinonyedru. All these people are really doing wonderful jobs. We commend them so much. And to you, fellow Biafrans who are there, always giving us your own support, we thank you 1,000 times, and we promise that we shall continue to satisfy your yearnings by bringing you updates on what is happening in Biafra. We don't claim monopoly of everything. We don't claim to know everything at all. Rather, we come here together and share views, ideas. We sometimes make mistakes, and when we share our views, then we take the corrections. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here, and we thank you 1,000 times. Now to the business of the day. Few days ago, information was sent to Voice of Biafra International and the Biafra Broadcasting Authority. The information came from New York, the seat of United Nations power, right there in the United States of America. The message was plain, the message was definite, the message was prompt. And what was it? That this message should be communicated to Ijele Ndibo, the Biafra leader, Chief Dr. Rafu Wazirike. Tell him to gather his own people together, to gather the flock, because time for the international community to announce Biafra has come. I was inquisitive and I asked further to know more. I was told that a particular powerful world leader, I don't want to mention the name of the leader, his own country, because the enemies are always on the prowl. I don't want them to take advantage of that. But one of the most powerful countries in the world, even combined forces cannot withstand their firework, was in America to talk with the power that be. that it's time for Biafra to go. That it's time to let our people go is long overdue. That we would like to build a Biafra state, which we shall use our best to make sure that fundamentalism is not spread across Africa and beyond. That was a message. It was plain. To those of you who are still having the sparks of Biafra spirits in them, you should be able to guess and understand the person I mean. He spoke with the most powerful man in the world, the policeman of the world, and told him, let us listen to these people, let us put necessary things in place and grant them their own independence. Of course, the most powerful man in the world obliged him. Right now, the issue of Biafra is gaining concession. The issue of Biafra is getting world acclaim. The issue of Biafra is now coming to a center stage. It has become a factor. Everything about Biafra has become a factor in world consideration. So we are delighted to inform our people that two powerful countries of the world, two most powerful countries in the world, have now said Biafra must go, and go we must. The third most powerful country in the world from the Asian continent, those of you who are conversant with that geography, is almost convinced, for reasons that this particular powerful man in the world, again, has been fighting the Islamic fundamentalism. And he wouldn't want a situation where such a thing should be, should spread to Africa. The three men, from a triumvirate, they are now saying Biafra must go. If the most three powerful countries in the world are now saying Biafra must go, who is to stop us? Let me welcome our brother Raymond, who is now calling from, let me see, Raymond has to introduce himself. I don't know where he's calling from, but let me hook on to him now. Let's just hear from him. Raymond, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, please tell fellow Biafrans where you are calling from right now.
Yeah, I'm calling from capital of Cameroon.
That is Yaoundé. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yes. So, we are telling our people right now, messages that came from New York is that the Ijelendibo Chief Dr. Afo Wazike should gather his own people together for the final exodus, because it's time to announce Biafra. The message was passed across to him immediately, and right now, in the coming weeks and months, Chief Dr. Afo Wazike will be hosting some world visitors at the seat of power at Owerri. So this is what we are trying to inform our people today. We try to give them updates on what is happening. So our brother Raymond, now calling from Cameroon, how do you feel about this good news coming from New York, where world leaders gather to take decisions? How do you feel about it?
I'm so happy that the final Ijelendibo had made it for us. I'm so happy, and that's what I'm waiting for. We have suffered a lot, and now God has blessed us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Honestly, God has blessed us. Remember, when Chief was talking to BBC a week ago, he made it abundantly clear that he has got Biafra for our own people, that Biafra is already there. When people now come and talk about a referendum, he begins to wonder, referendum for what? In a country that is already in existence. In a country that is already existing, some people are still dragging us back, talking about a referendum. What referendum? Biafra is there. If Biafra is not there, the International Red Cross Society would not, take how many vehicles, Uchenna Okeke can tell us better, to storm the Biafra headquarters to discuss with the Biafra leader on the possibility of eventual Biafra.
Yes.
I have said it and I make plain about it. I am not going to mention the three world leaders, but the three world leaders are the ones that control the affairs of the world. To God be the glory, three of them are Christians. And because three of them are Christians, whether you belong to the Orthodox Christianity or the Catholic, it doesn't matter. Three of them are Christians, and they have said, Biafra, being a Christian country, must have their own independence to enable them control the affairs of things in Africa. That is what the message is all about. And we are here to inform our people. Every hand must be on deck. Nobody should relent their efforts. We have to work concertedly to make sure that this opportunity does not slip from our hands. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. Those of you who listened to Asari Dokobo a few days ago, talking about Biafra, talking about Chief Dr. Wazike and Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, made it abundantly clear that whether anybody likes it or not, that Chief Dr. Wazike, the Ijele Ndigbo, is a man to respect when we talk about Biafra. And that any other person should keep behind, no two ways about it. So, Dokobo was, of course, plain when he said that we are on the last lap of Biafra. Because we are on the last lap of Biafra, everybody should guard their loins right now, because the pronouncement might come any day. We wouldn't like to be taken unawares. Let me go to Tony Moneke, who just came back from work before he disengages. Tony Moneke, you got the message. This message came from New York 2-3 days ago, and it was directed to Ijele Ndigbo, the Biafra leader, that he should start now making adequate preparation for eventual Biafra, because 3 most powerful leaders in the world have given their note. Tony, how do you feel about this particular good news?
Yeah, it's a welcome development, and secondly, that is why anytime I am talking about the roots, you see that every sensible person knows where to go and who to talk with and who to relate with. And that is the most important thing. We know we have a leader who started this movement, and then the entire world knows the man who started the movement. They have respect for him. And that is why these people are ready to come and then have a very good discussion with him and the way forward and how the movement will move. And that is the most important thing. Like I said, when you see a genuine freedom fighter, nobody will tell you. Yeah. You will see the genuineness of that freedom fighter in him. And that is why the world leaders, the people you are talking about, know the real freedom fighter. And for that reason, they will come down and have a free discussion with him. I see it as a very, very wonderful development. And then with this movement, I'm sure that Biafra is already in the near.
That is very, very true. Now, I don't know, Ozronia Francis, are you there? If you're there, welcome to the program. Yes, okay, Ozronia Francis, this is the first time we are capturing you live on our program. You are welcome to the program, please. You are welcome, Ozronia Francis.
Yes, good evening.
Yes. Now, let me go to... Okay. Yeah, go on, please.
Is having a poor network.
Yeah, I can understand that. Okay, now, sorry, Ozoye Francis, when network improves over there, you get give you the signal, and then I will give you the audience once again. Now, you see, gentlemen, when the International Red Cross Society decided to visit a leader, they went to that one who is home based. They went to that particular leader who is home-based, who lives with the people, among the people, who feels the pulse of the people, who understands their plight, their predicaments, who understands everything the people feel. Or should anybody have expected the International Red Cross Society to go to Israel to consult who? No. Should they have gone to US to consult who? Biafra is not in Israel. Biafra is not in America, not even in London, not even in Germany. Biafra is not in Makurdi, in Lagos. Biafra is there in our own homeland. And they went to see the leader who is with the people. Now, what other testimony do we need to tell those who are the doubtful Tamasis that Chief Owatike is in charge? This is one thing everybody has to bear in mind. The International Red Cross Society came to see the Biafra leader and they went straight to Biafra headquarters. An indirect way of inspecting the infrastructure on ground. So that when the Biafran state is pronounced, we shall have a place where administrative activities should take place. That was why they went there. Now, for the three leaders of the world, most powerful leaders of the world, who have now given the nod that Biafra must be, is a good tidings. Let me ask you, Chenokeke, this news, I don't know if it has been broken out there in Owerri, in Biafra headquarters. If not, Chenokeke, how do you feel about this news? And how are you going to disseminate it beyond this particular program? Chenokeke.
Honestly, the news is just flying in now through this medium of Voice of Biafra International. And in fact, I am highly excited over this wonderful news. And by the special grace of God, we make sure that we get our men informed and also let our people know the latest development. Because if not for this radio, I don't know how we have been able to get the information. And so I don't think people around the Biafran land has not gotten this genuine, excited news. So we are going to do our work to get our people in touch. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now, okay. Let me say, the person that sent this message is one who has never for once believed in Biafra actualization. But for such a person to have called to deliver this message is a clear indication that indeed Biafra has come to be. Chijoke, how do you feel about it? And how do you think Lagos people would receive this particular good news?
Yeah, thank you very much, Kenman. Well, first of all, I will continue to say congratulations to every members of bim-massob family.
That's all.
And all the freedom fighters. When I say freedom fighters, I mean all the sincere freedom fighters who are in other various groups fighting for Biafra, because it is a victory. When I say a victory, it is a very big victory that we all should celebrate, but we should have to be focused, like I said. First of all, it has taken a long time. It has been long overdue, and we have lost a lot of our comrades, during this struggle, because this struggle has been for over 19 years now, and a lot of people were still surprised that 19 years and you are still on the same struggle. But we advise them that it is gradual process, that we are not here for violence, that what we are doing is we are fighting on non-violence cause, and then today it is paying off. So to me, like they always say, God's time is the best. So that is what I picked. But we have gone through a lot, and I believe that despite the three leaders that just came into the limelight, there are a lot of other leaders of the world who have embraced Biafra. It is just a question of time. Biafra will be automatically recognized in all parts of the world, because Biafra represents freedom. Biafra represents peace. Biafra has always been there, despite all the other countries who, during the time of this struggle, Biafra has always been there. Biafra have always worked, even in Nigeria, to ensure to see that Nigeria works. But at the end of everything, we only end up being maimed, killed, marginalized, we still being treated as same second-class citizens. So today, if the world has finally come to start pointing at us, saying that it is our time to go, I don't think there is anyone that can. I'm telling you, even in the other part of the country, I'm talking of Nigeria, when you think that people were, totally against our movement out of Nigeria, you will find people in that particular part of the country saying that Biafrans have tried, Biafrans have been patient, Biafra have been long overdue. I think it is time for them to do what? To go so we can do what? Coexist as neighbors. That is what the message should be all about. I know I'm very much impressed. I'm very much, happy. At the same time, from what you have just said, because it is very quite clear that the person that even break the news is not a follower of, Biafran programs. Is not a member of Biafran project. But it is better that such a news comes from him. The same thing we are telling other people who thinks that to get a freedom is by going online, stopping election, abusing people, blackmailing people, and all kinds of you. Should learn from this as well. That is not how to fight a freedom. We have been online. All they need to do is to look on, look on the way we are going and follow the queue. Because the Chief Dr. Ralph they have set the pace. Once you go violence, then you're off the line. So I thank God. I'm really impressed. I believe that the three world leaders are going to keep to their words, and then the other part of the words are going to as well endorse Biafra just in a short time, and when the time comes.
Yes,
that's what my beliefs are. Thank you very much.
Honestly, I must say that the three world leaders are not the ones that say something today, tomorrow they deny it. They stand their words. And when the message came, it was definite, it was emphatic. And the messenger of this good news said, Ikenna, congratulations. Biafra has received the attention of three most powerful men in the world. That is a matter of time. That was how he put it. But then, one of the leaders was emphasizing on something, this unity. This unity that has been keeping us backwards. The bane of the Biafran agitation. One of them from the Asian continent was emphatic that these Biafrans should try everything possible and come together. Not when we release the good news to them, they become the South Sudan and the main Sudan. He said it. Now, what are we expected to do? What must we do to make sure that in the eventual Biafra, we wouldn't degenerate to the Sudan and the South Sudan complex? Tony Moneke, what do you think are the steps we shall take to make sure that there wouldn't be any conflict or war if Biafra, internal conflict or internal war, if Biafra is finally pronounced? Tony Moneke, what advice do you have for our people for now?
Yeah, to start with, we have to sensitize our people to start with.
Exactly.
The second thing, like what I told you earlier, we have started the
hold on, please. And some of our people are expecting recognition, and it's proper we give them the recognition because making out time to be with us here is not easy. So we have to welcome Mwojiji Chikodi for being with us, of course. Oku Chukwu Nonso, of course, is there. Valentine Ugodi is monitoring from Port Harcourt, is unable to connect. Of course, Tony Ofo is there greeting every Biafran. Ngozi Ekwedigwe from Enugu equally is welcoming Biafrans. Tony Ofo, let me repeat, is trying to thank Almighty God for the wonderful news he's getting now. Of course, Abo Romanos is saying that Biafra is his own blood, is his own life, and very many others. So let me give this on the front page welcome. Back to you, Tony Moneke.
Yeah, like I was saying, if you look at what happened in Southern Sudan, These people fought for almost 20-something years. And at the end of the day, when they got their independence, that was when the real fight started. You see, I made this statement before when I was discussing with you. I told you that the only way we can solve this problem is by letting our brothers, letting our people to come back, to come down together, so that we will work together to make sure that this thing becomes successful. You see, when a situation, when any time people are clamoring for leadership, it is not a must that somebody will be a leader. In everywhere, in everything you do, there are people born to be leaders. Everybody cannot be a leader at the same time because two captains cannot be in a ship. If you see what really happened in Southern Sudan, it is because of this leadership tussle that made them to go back and started losing people again. And then, of course, other people were sitting down and laughing at them. Even the country they broke out from, we are all sitting down and laughing and saying, yes, this is what is happening to them now. So for us to avoid this, we must make sure that the way we have now started to bring people together, to sensitize our people, and then to tell them the need, to come together and fight this common cause, and to let them know that abusing our elders cannot solve problems. Talking to our elders cannot solve problems. We have a cultural group, the Ohanes and Igbo, that every Igbo man must respect. Because if you look at the people that made Ohanes and Igbo, you will realize that you cannot know it. You cannot know it all more than those people you see there. Yes, sometimes people can make mistake, but you don't correct mistake by abusing people, abusing other tribes, destroying that particular thing that somebody started and built to that level. You see that you are destroying the whole fiber of the whole thing. So what I'm trying to say in effect is that we must make sure that we sensitize our people, we bring our people together to let them know we are fighting a common cause, and then the issue of leadership should be kept aside, that whoever God ordained to become a leader, then that person should lead. And of course we know, the man who started this job knows exactly what the people were going through. He knows that we have suffered so much. And when he started this emancipation, there are so many people who did not start, who did not know anything, who did not know what to do and where to go. But he brought out himself, suffered for it. Therefore, our leadership must come from that same root, like I keep on saying. Then from there, of course, we have branches. Through these branches, one can lead, but we must have a leadership head that will take care of the whole situation. If we have different leaders and if we don't sensitize ourselves, then that is where the enmity will continue to sow. And if you don't do that, if you don't arrest it on time, it will become a time bomb when eventually Biafra comes.
Thank you very much, Tony Moneke. Now, let me go to Cameroon, where our brother Raymond Okoye is. Raymond, what steps, what measures do you think we shall adopt to make sure that there wouldn't be internal crisis whenever Biafra is pronounced?
Okay, thank you. I think people call the IPOB. They are only the problem that we are having. Because other groups are now understanding. But as they said, we will continue to criticize them, to tell them the truth about all these aspects, so that they can able to understand. But it is not easy for them to understand because many of them is under oath. So, but we should continue. I believe that what people need is Biafra. And when Biafra eventually comes, many people will not follow him. But we try our best to sensitize them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Of course, we have to welcome Alhaji Garuba, who is joining us now. Igba Ike, of course, is joining. Ike Chukwi Igbonia is one. Igbonia Ngene from Enugu. Doris Isaiah is joining us right now. Chima Egwin also joining. Alex Samuel Ugonna Osunuleme, Ogo Minister Prosper, of course. Let me not forget to mention Valentine again. Now, that is true. We must do everything possible to call our people to order, to sensitize them, to make them understand what Biafra is all about. For them to understand that Biafra is all about peace, not about war. But sometimes we have to understand the feelings of all these people. The reason is this. Here was a group who believed that whatever they said or whatever they say is final. There was a group who believed that their leader is an immovable mountain. That whatever their leader says, that comes to pass. That their leader is a lion to be feared in the jungle. But most unfortunately, only the sound of an empty drum, the leader escaped into oblivion and went on self-exile. And from self-exile, he is still talking. Unfortunately, today, when he made his own broadcast, he was pointing out some aids in Nigeria and how best to better Nigeria without making any statement on how to actualize Biafra. So, for the very fact that this their leader is on self-exile, they feel somehow frustrated, they feel disillusioned, they feel disappointed and taken aback. So this informs the reason why there is passionate invectives always coming out from them. This informs the reason why there is unending altercations coming out from them. This informs the reasons why sometimes they behave inhuman. But like Tony Moneke pointed out, we have to reclaim them. Let them pass through the reformatory, through the foundry. Let us see if we can regain them. Let them feel somehow human. That's the situation of things. Now, Osronye Francis, are you with us? Uchenna Okeke, please. Uchenna Okeke, hold on. Hold your peace there. Uchenna Okeke, hold your peace. You are discussing with somebody and it's echoing here. Please.
It's not me. It's Osronye, not me.
I heard your voice. Osronye Francis, please. If you cannot, bear with us, I will get you disconnected. Osronye Francis, do you have anything to say now? Osronye Francis.
It's better disconnect him. He's distracting us. Disconnect him.
Yeah, I don't know. I have always warned, I have always advised. If you cannot pay attention when we are broadcasting, there is no need to get involved. Because the more you connect with us, you forget yourself, you are saying something outside. The gadgets are highly sensitive. Whatever pin drop over there where you are, it captures it. So please, gentlemen, check your various background. Now, we are here talking about peace. Osronye Pendit, Osronye Francis, please don't talk. We cannot hear you very, very well. Please, Osronye Francis. And those of you touching some objects, please suspend that. Bear with us. Suspend everything until after this hour. Thank you for maintaining the peace. Now, Uchenna Okeke. Some of these world leaders are becoming skeptical. What if we pronounce Biafra and it turns to be a South Sudan affair? What will happen? Uchenna Okeke, how do you think we shall talk to our people to make sure they accept a single leadership and come under that particular umbrella for us to build an enviable Biafra? Enviable Biafra. Uchenna Okeke.
Yeah, thank you very much, the Oracle. I first of all, I want to thank our able leader, Chief Dr. Raf, who was the Ijilendibo, the second. Because before now, he has drafted a governing program in a way that the Biafra government will roll. He wrote a book titled "The Ideal Biafran Government," and if you read this book, you will understand he has never, for one day, show an interest of being a leader or the president of Nigeria. He has never done that before, and he has been telling us. And so he has formed a formidable organization that will not allow such crisis to come in, despite what we are seeing today from other groups. I want to believe that with the wisdom God has blessed the Biafrans with, we will never go the way of Southern Sudan, because we have a lot of intellectuals who understand, most especially from the angle of our leader. And so we continue, just like as Tony said, we continue to sensitize our people. It is our duty to educate them, those who does not understand. But I still strongly believe that their ignorance will never lead us to the way of Southern Sudan. Rather, we continue to direct them aright, and so that they will know the right thing to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Uche Okeke, for that wonderful contribution. Of course, let me welcome Okeke Samuel, who is there monitoring. Daniel Oku is there. Victor Moses is there. Fitman Nzerem is there. Chigozie, of course, is there. Ebere Ezebude is there. Of course, I mentioned Chigozie. Okeke Samuel, of course, is very much pleased with the news of this particular recognition by some world leaders, which is going to lead us to Biafra independence. John Chigo, of course, is there. Now, what we are here discussing is this. When Biafra is finally pronounced, how or what measures are we going to adopt to make sure that it wouldn't be a South Sudan affair? This is what we are saying. We have to begin now to talk to our IPOB brothers. Already, I have spoken to some members of the mobbing movement of Biafra in Nigeria. I have spoken with many of them. Remember, 2 days ago, one of their members was our guest speaker here, who wants to contest the senatorial seat under Anambra Central, NCP. So he belongs to Mobin. He was there with us, and in the coming days, he's going to pay a visit to Chief Dr. Wazirike. I spoke with him today. Apart from the Mobin, I also speak with some members of what they know as their customary government. We're here talking about national government, but there are still people who are doing their grassroots campaign under the name customary. So they are there in the villages trying to sensitize our people and give kudos to them. Just like Chief Dr. Wazirike has always said, Biafra struggle, Biafra agitation is not a one-man affair or a group affair. It has to be all-encompassing, all-embracing. Like you have the Fatah, you have the Hamas here, but they come together under one enlightened umbrella to think of the Palestinian state. So this time around, we are reaching out to other groups to make sure that we speak with one voice, we come under one particular leadership, and it's incontestable. So the only problem we have at present are our brothers in IPOB. But these our brothers only speak when they come to social media. But when you meet them individually, you see their personalities are different from those who shout thunder, thunder on social media. Very many of them speak with me on daily basis, not a joke. Very many of them speak with me on daily basis, either through WhatsApp calls, Facebook Messenger, or direct line. I speak with them. When they talk, you begin to wonder, are these the people that invoke thunder on social media? Some of them are gentle. That is why we say, when the time comes, we are going to make them understand. Say, look, my brother, we are the same blood. If I'm lost, you will not eat for one day. If you are lost, neither will I drink for one day. Why then do we fight ourselves? Why not we come together and convince the international community that if they give us this Biafra at last? Already we have Biafra, but we are talking of mounting our flag. Let our flag rise in the within the Committee of Nations in New York. for them to give the permission to mount our flag over there. This is the recognition we are talking about. So, but already our government is functioning gradually. We have internal government of Biafra right now. So, every effort must be made to make sure that we reclaim our brothers and sisters who are still wandering in illusion, who are still wandering in oblivion. We have to recall them back to the fold to make them understand that, look, the Biafra we are talking about is for you and me, not you alone, not me alone, but for all of us. If the house is burning, no member of the family will be inside that particular building. It's not possible. Please, gentlemen, check your backgrounds. I'm still having some noise again, unless I change down the volume from here. So, what we are saying is this to all our brothers and sisters in IPOB. Let us make it abundantly clear. If a particular house or building is burning, take example in a given family where you have a father, mother, and the children, they might not agree. But once the house is burning, nobody should remain in that inside. Nobody. Everybody should be fighting how to put out the fire. That is obvious. But let us not give permission. Let us not give room for the house to burn. There are even some people who want to set Nigeria ablaze before they go back to Biafra land. No. What we have to inform is this. If your neighbor's country is burning, you either suffer the heat or you enjoy the smoke. No two ways about it.
Yeah.
The heat from your neighbor's house must affect you. If not the heat, the smoke. If Nigeria is burning today, Biafra is going to suffer some immigration problems. That is obvious. And Nigeria cannot be on fire and Biafra will be at peace. It's impossible. Neither will the Yoruba be on fire and the Biafra is at peace. It's impossible. What we are trying to do is to make sure that there in Hausa, Arewa, there in Oduduwa, Yoruba, there should be peace. Once our neighbors are at peace, Biafra equally shall be at peace. If Biafra is burning, our neighbors will not be at peace. So, to those who want to bring hell on Nigeria, those who want to bring hell on Biafra land, those who want to bring hell on even some neighboring countries, we say no. Because when the hailstone is raining over there, it's going to affect us. It's going to create a refugee situation, a refugee problem. And these are the things we are trying to avoid. The Biafra leader has made it abundantly clear. We are not going to shoot a single bullet before we get to Biafra. And Biafra is there. And this is the reason why the international community is giving him encouragement. Take a situation where there was a crisis. Do you think the Red Cross would have visited the Biafra land a few days ago to discuss with the Jelendibo? No. Everybody would have been running helter-skelter to their safeties and what have you. So, what we are saying is this. We want a situation where we sensitize, where we reclaim all these our brothers in IPOB. We talk to them, make friends of them, give them food when they are hungry, give them water to drink when they are thirsty, lead them if they are lost, recall them, look, show them the way. This is what we are saying. We are here talking that since the international community, 3 powerful world leaders have agreed to let Biafra go. One of them is skeptical that what if they raise Biafra's flag at New York and we come down to the South Sudan? What would happen? Maslinus, what do you have to say to that? Maslinus, do you get my question? No, I don't think he got me. Maybe he's just joining. Please. Yeah, I don't know. The problem is that if I raise the volume here, there's much noise over there, please. Gentlemen, the problem I'm having here is that the noise you make at your various backgrounds is affecting me here. Yes. Go on, Maslinus. Of course, before you come in, no, I'm sorry, Ume. We cannot hear you at all. We cannot hear you. There is no need to give you the audience, please. Now, Valentine, of course, is saying, in support of what we are saying now, that United Nations does not. No, I'm sorry, remember, since we cannot hear you. Well, please, you may hold on there. Uchenna, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, take over the broadcast. Let me step aside a bit for 2 minutes. Take over the broadcast, please.
All right. As you can see, we are still discussing on the issue of unity among us. Please, remember, please. You can see that you are having network problem. Just be patient. When you are set, then we call you over. Okay? We are discussing on the issue of peace among our brothers all over Biafra land and at large. We are discussing to make sure we unite and stand under one umbrella in achieving our goal, so that we will not go the way of Southern Sudan. And we are using this medium, the Voice of Biafra International, to educate our people, those in different groups in Biafra land, agitating for the sovereign nation of Biafra. We want to first of all appreciate the world leaders who have given their consent on the eventual emergence of Biafra. We want to appreciate them for giving their consent. And with this, it is a very good development on our own side. I don't know, Jude, okay, are you still there with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Jude. Okay, yes, Jude, okay, we have to say the first development on the aspect of unity among among all the group around in Biafran organization.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Uchenna Okeke. I know network's not too friendly, but I think we are going to carry on because the broadcast must definitely go on. Biafrans all over the world are listening.
Yes.
Well, to me, my point goes this way because you know I happen to hear your view and the view of Tony.
Yes.
Because to me, orientation should come first. Because the Biafrans have really gone through hell. Biafrans have really gone through.
Jude, please hold on. Let me welcome. Jude, okay, hold on. Let me welcome those on the front screen before they move. Obiageri Ezebunwa Obi joining us. Ike Fidel is joining us. Uchenna Innocent, of course, is there. We also welcome Emmanuel Nadi, who has been commenting, writing all the days on pages to sensitize our people. Of course, Echume issue was with us, but because of network problem, he had to join through writing. Rex Emmanuel is equally there. And of course, before mentioned that welcome the Ngozi Ekwedigwe, Udoka Onyekere is there, and very many others. Go on, Jude, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, like I am saying, I said Biafrans have really gone through hell. We have gone through one of the worst conditions in the world. I've never seen and I've never heard anybody or any tribe that went through what Biafrans have gone through and survived like Biafrans. So to me, the issue of Biafra going into, turning into Sudan, Southern Sudan, that got independent and all in a sudden that they become internal war, I think we have to, first of all, focus on orientation, a way of calling our people back, sensitize them, tell them the purpose why we went through what we went through, you know, and at the end of everything, we are going to tell them that to forgive, but not forget. Because Nigeria will be there, Biafra will be there. We have gone through a lot, but that will not make us to take law, to believe that we must probably fight our own self. Because if we miss this kind of opportunity, I don't think we are going to ever find such again. Then secondly, I think we are going to focus more in security. And when I'm talking of security, I'm talking of general in all securities. And the world itself must, send a lot of security. I'm talking of referring to the United Nations and the other security bodies of the world should be able to send a lot of securities and the aid, because this is where it matters most. Once there is a security, I think people can't start acting, in any kind of form. And believe me, Chief Dr. Ralph Wazuke has also laid a lot of facts on ground in regard of that same issue, because when the whole thing started, a lot of people thought if any group comes, you just make noise, and the original group that started the struggle will now succumb. Everything that they have done, everything that they have done to run down the bim-massob, eventually was the same thing that pushed them up. So now, and Chief Dr. Ralph Wazuke now saw this whole thing coming, and after building the Ojukwu Memorial Library, he even invited other groups to come. And from what he has said is that at the end, we are going to do one thing. We are going to come together. All the groups that fought for Biafra, no matter who you like, if you like, let you be five, you can be five in a group. We need, they all come together and we sit down on a table and we ask each other, what did you do for Biafra? Believe me, I think Biafra will be very, very, Biafra will be very, very entertaining. I love Biafrans. Biafrans are wise people. I don't think we are going to end up like any other country that got independence and they started fighting. Biafrans are not fools. Biafrans are wise people. Biafrans are smart. Although Biafrans have been fooled by someone, but eventually, the person will be called to take account of the way he managed the funds that were paid to him for the purpose and for the actualizations of Biafra. Because every money that was paid into that particular, group's account, the records are there. So to me, I'm of the view that Biafrans are not fools. When they get Biafra, Biafrans knows who get Biafra. Biafrans knows the group that played the role. Biafra knows who actually played the most role. So and believe me, if all these people making noise today, shouting, trying to cause fracas, I think Biafrans are going to handle it in Biafra way. And believe me, we are not troublemakers. We are law-abiding people. Biafrans are scattered all over the world. There's no country you go to that you won't find Biafra. They speak that same language. They keep to the law and the rules of that particular country. So tell me, if a man in that particular country is aiding a problem in his own motherland, they will fish him out. Biafrans will simply fish him out, and then he will face the law. I think that is the simple way of analyzing the whole thing. I am very much confident that Biafra will never end up like other countries that have their independence. And eventually, it now falls into internal crisis. But that does not mean that we are going to fold our arms and watch, because we know that there are people by the corner who have collected money, excess money. I'm talking of money that runs into millions of dollars and millions of pounds being paid by Biafrans all over the world. But the money can never, there is nothing on the ground in Biafran land that they can boast of. All they do is they make noise and then abuse people, believing that, but I believe when the Biafran comes, those things are going to be taken care of. People are smart, people are wise, people are listening, people are reading, there's records. We have videos, we have facts. So I think we are going to handle that when the time comes. If it becomes too bad, Biafrans are going to do what? Fish out those bad ones among them, and they will be prosecuted in accordingly. And I think at the end, the world is going to be proud of Biafra, that Biafra, did not disappoint, because that is where it comes in. We have to be matured the same way Chief Dr. Ralph Wafrike have handled all the problems, all the challenges that have, came from other groups. The same way we are going to handle this same issue when the time comes. It's just a question of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chijoke. Of course, Tony Ofo is saying that we shouldn't even bother much ourselves, because when the trumpet blows, that all of them are going to join. I believe him. When the trumpet blows, Tony Ofo is saying all those boys who are feeling recalcitrant are going to join us. Let us welcome our brother who is calling from Biafra land right now. You are welcome to the program. Your name and where exactly you are right now. Over to you.
My name is Pastor Livinus, and I'm calling from Biafra land. Abba, yeah.
Ndewo, we welcome you to our program. Anyị na-agbasara ndị obodo anyị ozi si ha na ihe ahụ anyị na-achọ n'oke elu anyị ahụghị ya n'oke ala. Ọ ka ndị Igbo si ekwu ya kwa ya. Ihe ahụ anyị na-ahụ n'oke elu anyị afụghị ya n'oke ala. Ya wụ na the international body, 3 most powerful leaders in the world have come to give Biafra a nod to say it is time for our people to go. Now we are saying, what if they make the final pronouncement? Are we going to be like the South Sudan, where there will be internal conflict that will rage for ages or for years? Let us say. This is what we have forgot. Debating here. Unfortunately, we have lost that our pastor who joined us. So now, Chijoke, you really made a very important clarifications on that. The steps we have to take. That is true. One thing that is certain is the members of the bim-massob family are gentle in nature and they understand the concepts of life. So we are going to devise means, just like the fishermen, to go into the seas to select the good ones, and those ones are going to influence the rest. And when we do this, Biafra will be a very peaceful society. We understand ourselves because we know ourselves. That is very, very true. So you said, when the time comes, we know how we talk to one another. We are going to sound that particular trumpet from every hamlet, every clan, every village, every community, local government, and the states of Biafra. We are going to sound it, to everybody's ears. Anybody that tries to contravene the laws of the land will be disciplined. The laws will be there to protect you. The laws must be there to guide you. But the same law must be there to make sure that you don't misbehave. This is going to be the Biafra by God. Of course, we are going to practice a kind of egalitarian society. Everybody shall have food in abundance. Everybody shall have water to drink. Everybody shall have light. 24 hours to enjoy. Biafran society is going to be a replication of what is happening here in Germany, where government takes over and everybody benefits. There will be price control in Biafra, but it's not the topic for the day. What we are discussing today is the good news coming from New York. The 3 most powerful nations of the world, their leaders have recognized Biafra. I don't want to mention their names for Nigeria not to carry our oil money to go, and who are they going to bribe? Not the men I know who have interest in Biafra and who know what Biafra will be to them when our flag is finally raised in New York. This is what we are discussing today. I don't know, my brother Ozonye Francis, service or better. Can you say something? Let me hear. I don't know. No, I don't think where he is now, service is better. So we have to leave him out. If you can join us to writing. Yeah, please, Uchenna, I know you are talking from the headquarters right now. You are in charge today, but please try and make sure that there is absolute calm from that particular angle. Now, we are talking, rejoicing on the recognition being offered us now on a platter of gold. It is not easy because we have fought a war. No matter the years it's taken us whenever we reach the promised land, we are going to forget the sufferings we encountered through the ways of the Amalekites and the Philistines. So when we are there, there will be rejoicings, there will be, a kind of hearts among fellow Biafrans. That is when the world will know that indeed we are a people and we love one another. Don't forget, we are broadcasting to you this evening from Voice of Biafra International, running simultaneously with Biafra Broadcasting Authority under the auspices of bim-massob family, led by the Biafra leader, Chief Dr. Rafu Wazirike. We use this platform to reach out to all our people. We use it to inform our people. And very many of our people are now monitoring this program because of the sensitive nature of the good news we are bringing home to them. We allow our people to talk to us as we talk to them. We allow our people to contribute. We don't monopolize the media at all. Everybody is part of this particular program. Just like I stepped aside, and from the Biafra headquarters, which Okeke took over. Sometimes it could be George, sometimes it could be Nema, it could be anybody. Even here, Tony Moneke will be assisting me from time to time. This is what makes us, so wonderful that we are here always to reach out to the needs of the people. We are really appreciative you are here making your contributions. Those of you who are joining us, of course. So, we are still talking and having taken a proper look at the recognition being given us from somewhere in America, somewhere in the Middle East, somewhere in Asia. Of course, you know where I mean. We are full of rejoicings that the struggle which Chief Dr. Rafu Wazirike initiated, we are almost at the end. Right now, Biafra internal government is functioning. All we are looking for is let that our flag be hoisted before the international community. Don't forget that a few days ago, our own flag was handed over to German Asylum Authority, and they are in possession of it. Now, in the coming days, they are going to hoist it, and once it is done, it's another a plus to our own efforts. We must thank Ijele Ndibo for everything. Let us welcome Pascal Emeka Obilo joining us Sunday, Emma Chukwude Charles joining us now. Is best Anka. I don't know whether it's a Turkish man or so, and many others joining us in this particular program. We welcome all of you, telling you we are broadcasting from our satellite station here in Germany, where freedom of speech is the essence, and we talk to our people back home in Biafra land. Now, let me go to Biafra land where Uchenna Okeke is. Uchenna Okeke, ahead of 26th Memorial Day, what activities are being put in place to make sure that all our visitors are well entertained that particular day? Uchenna Okeke.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, Uchenna, please hold on. Uchenna, hold on. Let me welcome our brother whom I lost before. Our brother, you're welcome back again to the program. We lost you before.
Yeah.
Okay. Ihe anyị na-ekwu okwu ya bụ na enwere 3 powerful leaders of the world kwetara n'isi ha sị na oge Biafra ji ala eruole. The time for us to go is come. Their fear, however, is that if they raise our flag, are we not going to be like South Sudan, that there is internal war there? What efforts are we going to make sure that such civil conflict does not break out in Biafra land when we get home? That's the question.
Okay.
So,
What
yeah, go on.
our hope now?
Yes, ihe anyị na-ekwu kedu ihe ndị anyị ga-eme ime sure na agaghị eme nsogbu n'ala Biafra as soon as the international community raises our flag to make sure there is peace. Because right now, some IPOB members are threatening fire and brimstone, even though we know they don't have anything. They don't have. Let us be honest to ourselves. If they have anything, I think Operation Python dance wouldn't have occasioned. They don't have anything. They can't do anything. When the hour comes, when the trumpet sounds, they are going to bow. Back to you, our pastor. What advice do you have for us? Are you there with us? So, I just have lost him. So, now back to you, Uche Nokeke.
Okay. As you can see, that won't be the first time we have been having program here in Owerri. On 26th of this month, by the special grace of God, we are going to celebrate our leader, Dim Onobu Ojukwu, and as usual, the activities in respect of the free movement of motorists and the dignitaries that will attend that wonderful occasion. As it stands now, a call has been made on every members of bim-massob. Every zone has been preparing themselves in respect to that celebration, and all is to make sure that everybody that attend this program has no problem as they attend. Everybody will go back peacefully, and so shall it be, because we are complete, we are set, we are okay in every angle. If you come to traffic, we are there. If you come to security, we are there. And well-organized security, well-organized members. There is no error in our activity. When we hold the same program last year, it was excellent. The world bear witness. Everybody that attended that program, everybody was happy when they left. And so shall it be again this year. People that will come, I know we are going to have representatives from all over the world to commemorate that great event. And they are going to also to testify on how, I think with this program, the world is looking up to us. They are seeing us the way we are arranged, the way we program ourselves, knowing that even if peradventure Biafra appears now, we won't have any problem because we have everything intact. So, my brother, everything is well arranged, prepared for that very day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Of course, Tony Ofo is informing us that right now we have gotten approval, a kind of license for our local radio and television stations. All these things are going to act as morale booster to our people as we move towards Biafra land. That is very, very encouraging. And of course, Okeke Samuel is saying that the non-violent approach adopted by Chief Dr. Rafa Wazike in Biafra struggle has been extremely effective. The same approach, he said, will be employed in handling the affairs of Biafra nation in line with, let me say, in line with the constituted laws of the land. With this approach, peace will be assured in Biafra land. That is coming from Okeke Samuel, which is true. The way Chief Owaseke has piloted the affairs of Biafra land now, when finally the international community gives the final nod, the laws of Biafra land will definitely be employed and applied to make sure that our people are guided and gathered very, very well. But should anybody, either by omission or commission, contravene the law, of course, we are going to apply the law, provided the law wouldn't be harsh on anybody, except in cases of armed robbery or murder. This is where we are going to apply the full force of the law. Nobody shall be spared. That is why we have to pass the message across that every Biafran must begin now to get prepared for the nation called Biafra. We are going to introduce anything that is good and make sure that we weed off all the charms that might constitute problems to that our nascent society. This is what we are saying. Now, Chijoke, I don't know, over there in Lagos, what has been the activities of the Western Zone? Because it appears they are acting independent of the rest of Biafra zones. Is it a no attitude, or is it because they are there in Lagos where they feel it's a center of excellence? Chijoke.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ikenna. I must say, when you say they are acting independently, I must laugh because I don't understand what you mean by
Yeah, we
acting
gave instruction.
independent.
There was instruction from Biafra headquarters that everybody should be working together. You send to our central zone for us to document in our database every some video clips and pictures of activities in every zone. While other zones are cooperating, sending on daily basis, Lagos zones have not submitted anything, not even a single picture. That informs the reason why I said it appears they are acting independent of the rest. Because we need all this is now to put in our database. Very soon we are going to run a documentary. I hope they won't be left out. That informs the reason why I give you that question.
Okay, I think I've gotten what you've just said. I've taken notes already. I've taken notes. What I will do is I will make a necessary contact to ensure that something is done urgently about that. Then in regard of the preparation, I must say that there are people that were appointed to ensure that every order of activity that is being done on that November 26th in Biafra land, because Lagos Western Zone makes their own preparation, not just that's not just in a way that people does things, they do theirs in a special way, and whenever the Western Zone appears, Biafra always know that they have people in the West indeed. So I think it will be proper for one of the people that we appointed to ensure that all the activities goes well on that particular day. It will be better that they come on one of our podcasts to tell Biafrans themselves, because this time around the world will be coming to witness the November 26th. It will not just be like the previous one. There's a lot of preparation on the ground in terms of security, in terms of display, in terms of important dignitaries, the media organization, most especially in all parts of the world, the media and different organizations will be coming this time around, because they know that Biafra is at hand, and that they will be coming to celebrate with us as a virtual Biafra takes off. So to me, I will prefer not to go into much more details because of facts. But on the other side, I will make one or two efforts to ensure that the videos and the photos, gets to you, like you've always said. Thank you very much, Ekin.
Thank you so much for that wonderful promise. We are here to inform our people that the time for Biafra to go has come. The reasons are quite obvious. The three most powerful nations of the world have given their nod. Their presidents and heads of government have come out within their secret chambers where the world decisions are taken and said Biafra must have their own independence. They are now asking us to go home and put our houses together, put it in order. Put our houses in order. The message was directed to Chief Dr. Afo Wazirike, on whose honors it is to tell us what to do. The message has gotten to him, and he is right now working around the clock to make sure that our house is kept in order. We are broadcasting to you simultaneously on Voice of Biafra International and the Biafra Broadcasting Authority, coming to you from the city of Munich, Germany. Very soon, we shall also be broadcasting from our home base, because we have got the license now to operate. Some people might say, oh, who gave us the license? Let me be honest with you. Despite the fact we are hell-bent on Biafra, we are still part of the Nigerian segment. No two ways about it. And Chief has always said it. It takes two to make a tango. It takes two to make a war or peace. We can't be talking about Biafra without considering, without putting the Hausas and the Yorubas into consideration. We also must know how they feel. We have to discuss with them because of boundary adjustments. No two ways about it. We must discuss with them because of trade, commerce, name them. We must discuss with them because of Nigeria's assets that must be divided. We must discuss with them because right now we have a lot of stake in the Nigerian Federation. We cannot go home empty-handed. We must go home with our own tech, our own cake, our own input. We must go home with what belongs to us. We cannot leave behind what we are supposed to take as our own assets. Even liabilities, we have to take because we are not going to leave everything for them. We take a bit of the right, a bit of the left, and move on to Biafra land. That is why it is called constructive engagement. We have to engage with the Yoruba, with the Hausa, and not the simplest option we have to adopt to disengage ourselves from that rickety structure called Nigeria. That is the situation of things. We must engage them. For anybody telling you that we must isolate ourselves from the rest if we must go get Biafra, the person is living in fanciful illusion. The person is a con man. The person is not sincere to you. The person is just brainwashing you to remain relevant all the time, to enable you making daily contributions. They are too detrimental to the truth about Biafra. Let us say, there cannot be any leader in proxy. If you must be a leader in Biafra land, you must live in Biafra land. When the Biafran Republic is finally, the flag is finally raised, we shall not be broadcasting from here at all. We are going to close this particular station and we broadcast from Biafra land. So, when the time comes, whoever you are, if you cannot come back to Biafra land to partake of the whole thing, you cannot be called a Biafran. If you think you're a leader, day by day, continue to shout from outside. Nobody will call you a leader. We only take you serious when you come back to Biafra land. You cannot stay over there. You look for people who are going to boycott election, people who are going to confront Ohaneze, people who are going to confront the Python dance. After relocating your own immediate family, you expect others to go and confront the Nigerian military or the police or what have you with their bare hands, except broken bottles and mud, sand. What madness is that? We want a situation. If you must be a leader, you have to be in the front line. Carry the mantle of leadership, hold the light, show us where to go, and we shall follow you. But for you to keep on ranting from abroad, expecting the locals to go and take laws into their hands, we say no to that. And let us make it clear. Much as the United Nations has not yet raised our flag, which we know is going to be, there will be election in Nigeria 2019. Unless by divine circumstances the elections are abrogated due to the impunity of the APC government, now we can say, okay, no election. But in a situation where any individual will come and say, oh, I give order, no election, oh, that person must be in delusion. The word is delusion is inapplicable anywhere in modern society. I make bold to say there will be if things work out fine, if the APC government does not scuttle the current administration to bring in those we don't want, if the APC administration under Buhari plays well to the rule of the game, there will be election come 2019. With this, now we are going to select our members to go there and discuss the justice of our cause by making sure that some of those things that are hindering immediate Biafra shall be amended. But I'm certain that before then, Biafra shall come to be. What I'm trying to say is, for those of them who are going to be survivors in Nigeria, there will be election, and the election must be. Remember, they threatened the same thing last year, September, against Anambra election. What happened at last? We told them, no way, there will be election, and there was election. Now, I was thinking that twice between one shy, I was thinking that having faith in Anambra debacle, they will be cautious enough to make a statement that they cannot carry out. If they fail to hold only one state in Biafra land, how are they going to hold all the states in Biafra land? Today, they're talking about the entire Nigeria. Nigeria has become their own constituency. It's no more Biafra. They're not talking about the east of Nigeria and how to make Nigeria better. Muhammad Buhari is a Nigerian president, not a Biafran president. If he forges a certificate or whatever, in what way does it concern Biafra? It doesn't concern us. After all, we are saying that Nigeria has expired. If Nigeria has expired, why are we bothered about the certificate being held by its president? I know I have written on that as a human being to correct some of the A's. But for somebody to begin to issue order to another country's president is uncalled for. We find it inadmissible. So we are advising our people, everybody should mind their lips, whatever they say, their utterances, let me say. Let us concentrate on Biafra, how we intend to make Biafra a better place, and not maybe Dasuki is there, they're holding him, Saki is there, they're holding him, their houses are suffering, mothers in Benue State or what have you. We sympathize with them, but we cannot sacrifice our own convenience for people that murdered us during the 1967-70. We must first of all put our houses together and in order. Then when we do this, we begin to sympathize with our enemies, or our neighbors rather. We don't have enemies. But for somebody to leave our house that is burning and begin to chase rat in Nigeria, how then can the person say, I mean, of course, there is only one leader. I nearly made a mistake. And that is leader is indisputably Chief Dr. Afo Wazirike, whom we all know. Gentlemen, listeners, commentators, contributors, we are almost coming to the end of the broadcast. Remember, we don't spend the eternity here, otherwise it will be too boring. We take a little time, we give you the message, and the regather another day. This is why we talk and people listen to us. And when people talk, we equally listen to them. Let me go to Uchenna now to make his last comment from the Biafra headquarters. Uchenna, okay.
Thank you very much, the Oracle. I want to thank all our listeners, and on the area of license for our broadcast. Honestly speaking, our leader told us about the license. We are very happy, and this is a welcome development. It proves that our leader understands what it takes to get a sovereignty, for following things accordingly. He has been doing things accordingly without no mistake. I remember when our members were asking, they were eager to know about the state, the condition of the radio. Everybody was like, we have been talking about radio. And our leader keep telling us that we should exercise patience, that they need to get a certificate from the government in power, without which things will not be possible, because there's every tendency that if you start operating the radio, what of if they come and demolishes the radio house? What will you do? You don't have anything to stand for. But today we have the license. All these are the effort from our leader, somebody who has wisdom on how to follow things accordingly. In fact, I want to thank him and I want to appreciate him, because he has proved to be a leader indeed. And at the same time, I want to thank all our listeners, all the contributors all over the world. May God help us as we witness the Biafra nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Of course, although Cletus is just joining, Stephen Chukwuka is joining, Okedon Okechukwu, Chibweze Igwe Moses once again. Emmanuel Imnadi is saying, our people only need Biafra, and if Biafra should be declared today, everyone will follow the pioneer leader, which is true. We also welcome Friday Webu just joining us. Now, Chichijek, over to you. Your comment before we call it a day.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, I don't really have much to say, but to say a very big thank you to the world leaders. I'm referring to the 3 world leaders, and including others that are going to pronounce Biafra in a question of time that is coming. So the world is what where my eyes is mostly presently, because the world will definitely come for Biafra. They are going to come in defense of Biafra. Then on the area of we fighting ourselves, I think we also did justice to that. So I think we really did a lot. We really achieved a lot. I love today's topic. I believe that our listeners today we are very much impressed, and we are filled with a lot of entertainment as well. So I would like to advise our listeners to continue to listen to our broadcast and to be patient, because patience, they say, is golden. We have been able to achieve all we have achieved today with patience. We have been here for 19 years. When we say 19 years, we are not joking. So if the results of what we have been patient for is paying off, that shows that we actually know where we are going, we know what we are doing. So I must say thank you to all our listeners all across the world, including Biafrans and our loved ones and the Biafra sympathizers all over the world. Thank you very much for listening, and join us on our next podcast. Thank you very much. Good night and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Chijoke, for being with us. Fellow compatriots, it's almost 2 hours we started this particular broadcast, and we are ending the broadcast now. We don't spend eternity talking over a particular issue. They say a word is enough to the wise. We have given our people the message of today, and we sincerely believe they have all imbibed them one after the other. All they need now is to go into the field, go in there and begin to fish out our people preparatory for this our final declaration. To God be the glory that the powers that be have given their nod, and the three powers are the ones that when they say no, nobody says yes, and when they say yes, nobody says no. This time around they have said yes, and nobody will say no. Remember, there are those who hold the affairs of things, and any direction they say it must go, there it must go. We thank you 1,000 times for being part of this particular wonderful broadcast. We say, may God continue to guide you as we now play for the rest of the day Biafra music. We thank you once again, Jude Chijoke. We thank you also, Uchen Okeke. We say, may God continue to bless you most abundantly. In the coming days, we are going to have another set of broadcasts. When that particular time comes, we are going to entertain you. For now, Biafra music ends the rest of the day, and we are going to gather in the coming days. Thank you, and may God bless you. Oriental Brothers. We thank you so much, Colonel Onwategu. Oh, let me pause a bit. So we thank those who are still with us. Of course, my honorable friend and brother here. Let me say, Kisley Jofo is there, Ogochukwu Obas is there, Manaki Chibike, Colonel Onwategu is there, Elias Livinus Kama is there, Godfrey Uche Isaac, of course, is there, Onyakosi Dennis, Ogo Confidence, Ugwala Chidera is there, Abba Andy Ford, of course, Sunday Mba Akamak, the unique Chichi, of course, Chinelo, you know her, is a member of the crew. Nadozie Emeka is there, Gift Apple, Joko Ifeanyi, Juliuson Uguka Efe, one of course, is there. Anofe Odebo, Chinyaka Nnabuane, Chukwu Peter, Uche Malidon, Obiako Azubike. What a wonderful list. Wow. Ugora Chidera Lawrence, Ugochukwu Emmanuel Emma, Mwafo Chima, Mwafo Uche Remigius. Of course, Onyekachi Orisakwe is there. Louis Response, of course, is there. So long a list. So long a list. They have been monitoring the program, and we say 1,000 times thank you. And for the rest of the day, let there be Biafra music. Thank you so much, Gochuku Anyika. Thank you, Tony Ofo. Thank you, Valentine Ogodi. Thank you, every other person.